Close your eyes for a moment and recall the last time impatience took control of you. Maybe it was in traffic, during a conversation that felt endless, or when a plan collapsed at the last minute. The body stiffens, words sharpen, and frustration takes the place of peace. Now imagine that every time impatience rises, an invisible thread breaks in your relationships, in your health, and in the fragile balance within yourself. What feels like a small outburst in the moment over time becomes a silent force capable of shaping the course of your life. Modern psychology confirms that impatience is not just a fleeting mood. It triggers measurable reactions in the body: accelerated heartbeat, release of cortisol, shallow breathing, mental agitation. When this becomes a pattern, it weakens immunity, damages memory, shortens life expectancy, and slowly erodes human connection. Yet here lies a paradox. Patience is not passive waiting. Neuroscience shows that people who practice self-control and calm responses actually strengthen the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for clarity, decision-making, and empathy. Spiritually, patience has always been described as a seed of wisdom, an invisible bridge between chaos and harmony. The silent art of waiting without losing your center. The lesson is clear: patience is not weakness. It is strength disguised as calm. It is the quiet force that allows life to flow without collapsing under pressure. A wise teacher once shared a story with a family gathered around a modest table. In a small town, two neighbors lived side by side. Both men worked long hours, both struggled with poverty, and both carried heavy responsibilities on their shoulders. Their houses looked almost identical from the outside, but inside, the atmosphere could not be more different. The first neighbor was consumed by impatience. When his children made mistakes, he shouted and punished harshly. When his wife tried to help, he snapped with harsh words. At work, when things didn't go his way, he cursed his fate and blamed everyone else. His house felt heavy, like a storm that never cleared. The children grew silent, always afraid of triggering an explosion. His wife carried her sadness quietly. Over the years, even his own face hardened, marked by bitterness and dissatisfaction. The second neighbor faced the same difficulties, but his choices were different. When his children failed, he corrected them firmly but calmly, reminding them that mistakes were part of learning. When his wife struggled, he encouraged her, even when his own strength was low. At work, when disappointment came, he paused, took a breath, and searched for another path. His house was poor, but it carried a fragrance of peace, like a harbor that sheltered tired travelers. Time passed, and the contrast between the two homes grew stronger. The children of the impatient man grew distant, desperate to escape the suffocating weight of anger. His health, once strong, began to fail under the constant stress. Meanwhile, the children of the patient man grew resilient and compassionate, strengthened by the example they lived daily. Their home became a place where neighbors sought advice, comfort, and rest. The wise teacher ended the story with a lesson. Impatience builds walls of pain. Patience plants bridges of hope. Both homes faced the same storms, but only one learned how to turn the rain into seeds of tomorrow. Now ask yourself honestly, which neighbor are you becoming in your own life? Impatience often hides behind excuses. I don't have time. People should already understand me. Things must happen now. We wear impatience like a badge of urgency, as if moving faster means we are stronger. But the truth is that impatience is fragility, disguised as strength. It is the inability to trust the natural rhythm of life. Patience, on the other hand, is not submission or weakness. It is a quiet revolution. It is the ability to hold space in the storm without being consumed by it. It does not mean accepting injustice or remaining passive in the face of problems. It means refusing to let chaos dictate the state of your inner world. Think about your home. What if your voice instead of sharpness carried calm? What if your eyes offered encouragement instead of criticism? What if silence became a tool for wisdom instead of punishment? Think about your work. What would change if, instead of reacting with frustration, you paused long enough to see possibilities others overlooked? Think about your relationships. What invisible bridges could be built if you practiced the art of listening with patience instead of planning your reply while the other speaks? Remember, the smallest gestures set the tone for generations to come. A patient word today may become the memory that guides your child through future storms. A single pause before reacting may save a friendship, a marriage, or even your own health. Patience is not about waiting. It is about creating room for growth, for wisdom, for healing. Here are small but powerful practices you can begin today. When impatience rises, take 3 conscious breaths before responding. Replace harsh words with pauses. Sometimes silence teaches more than speeches. Keep a small notebook. Each day, write one situation where patience changed the outcome. Revisit these notes whenever frustration builds. Before sleeping, reflect, did I sow storms or seeds today? The more you practice this inner space, the stronger your presence becomes, not only for yourself but also for everyone around you. If this message touched you, write in the comments one single word you want to cultivate today. Patience, resilience, calm, balance. Every word you write will not just be a comment. It will be like planting a seed in the invisible field that connects us all. And if you want to continue this journey, where science and spirit meet to reveal practical wisdom for daily life, subscribe to this channel. Together, we are creating a community of seekers, where each video is another step toward transformation. Never forget, life will always bring storms. But the difference between destruction and growth lies in the way we respond. Patience is not waiting with folded arms. It is walking steadily while others run in circles. It is the quiet strength that allows a fragile seed to become a mighty tree. And every time you choose patience, you are not only changing your day, you are shaping the future. You are the silent architect of destinies, and the bridges you build today will carry the weight of tomorrow.